on an all-new Dr. Phil. As this self-proclaimed psychic,
I am God's messenger.
pitted mother
He tells her that I'm trying to take her children from her.
against daughter,
You're lucky that I can't pull your hair out right now.
You're an evil woman.
You have brainwashed my daughter.
You're talking out your butt.
So you're the messenger of God.
Listen, if I'm going to be ridiculed, I'll walk off.
If you can't answer questions, then take a walk. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Thank you very much. Well, Kristine says her daughter, Shayna, is a neglectful mother to her 3 young children. She claims that her grandson had not only set fire to the kitchen while Shayna slept, and also fell out of his second-story bedroom window. Kristine said she had no choice but to call family services. Now, Kristine says her daughter is not only vindictive and hateful, but she is also delusional, claiming that she can see fairies and is a reincarnation of Pocahontas. Now, Kristine says there is no doubt in her mind that her daughter is mentally ill and is a danger to her children. Take a look.
Shayna is delusional, misguided, and irresponsible. I believe that Shayna is mentally ill and her behavior has been reckless. She has told people she sees fairies. My daughter is putting her 3 children in extreme danger. Shayna believes that I'm jealous of her because of her good looks and her success. The truth is, Shayna's kids would rather be around me instead of her. My daughter isn't properly caring for her 3 children. Shayna blames me for everything and is using her children as weapons against me. Shayna tells me I'll never see my grandchildren again because I called Child Protective Services. As a mother, Shayna's endangering the lives of her children. When the boys were 4 years old, they put bread in the microwave and it caught on fire while Shayna was sleeping. The smoke detector is what woke her up. I was so angry with her, I told her that they could all burn to death. And she told me it's not her fault. She has children who stay up later than she can. I once called Child Protective Services because I found out that one of my grandsons fell out a second-story window and he fell into a big pile of leaves. He's lucky he's still alive. If Shayna cannot take care of my grandchildren, then it's absolutely my business. I'm scared for my grandchildren's lives. Shayna is vindictive and in deep denial.
That's not all. Kristine says her daughter is also addicted to psychics. In particular, an online medium called Dennis. Now, Kristine says he proclaims to be God's messenger. Not a God's messenger, the God's messenger. And Shayna has followed the messages from Dennis' guiding spirit to the letter.
My daughter is addicted to psychics. Shayna relies on psychics for everything. Currently, Shayna is involved with a psychic named Dennis.
I am God's messenger of heaven.
Dennis controls everything my daughter does. Dennis describes himself as God's messenger.
It's God who is amazing, not me. I'm just the messenger.
Dennis has totally brainwashed Shayna. Dennis told my daughter she needed to get away from me. Dennis is nothing but a con man. He preys on innocent people who are desperate for answers.
I ain't one of those phony baloney psychic mediums. I am the real deal.
You talk to God on a regular basis, do you not?
No. Dennis has been telling my daughter I've been stalking her on social media.
Hey, Mom!
What do you know?
I would love to beat you to death with a Bible, and God would understand.
He told her that I wanted to harm her and my grandchildren.
Everybody that comes in here has a good heart, except for Shayna's mother.
Dennis says, don't thank me, thank God.
Don't thank me, thank God.
I'll only thank God when those children are far away from that man.
Okay, Kristine, your daughter says that you're just doing all this because you're jealous of her.
Absolutely not true, Dr. Phil. I believe that Shayna's been being brainwashed by this psychic medium who claims he's a man of God. He has led her on a road of destruction. He tells her that I'm stalking her. He tells her that I'm out to get her, and I'm trying to take her children from her. I've done everything I can for them.
Well, let's take a look at some of the things you have a problem with concerning her parenting, because I made a list.
Okay.
You say that in terms of her parenting, she's just man-to-man, home-to-home, and has actually been homeless with the kids.
Exactly.
You say that she neglects the children. In fact, you got a call from the school that said they had head lice and dirty underwear, no meds, things that they needed to be taking, that the children are behind developmentally. In the tape piece, you were talking about being asleep while the children set the house on fire. And she said, well, they just stay up later than I do. What can I tell you?
Right.
You said one of them fell out a second-story window,
Right.
and if there had not been a landing in a pile of leaves, could have been seriously injured.
Right.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
Okay, you said took the
Many
children
things.
camping with a man she had never met.
Dennis was making a live video chat, and a friend of his walked by in the background. He introduced my daughter while she sat in the live video and said, oh yeah, that's my buddy Hank. Why don't you come up here and go camping with him for the weekend? Shayna packed up 3 days later and took her 3 children with a man up camping someplace that she did not know.
Well, is that who she's with now? The relationship she's with now
Right.
is this man?
Now Dennis has her right where he wants her.
And he told her that the spirit told him she should move to New York to get away from you because you are an evil influence trying to destroy her and her
Right.
family.
Yes. She does everything Dennis tells her to do, thinks everything that Dennis tells her to think, says whatever Dennis tells her to say.
When she actually moved to New York, it was to avoid a DCF investigation, correct?
Yes, but she said it was to avoid me and that I'm trying to hurt her and her
Well, on
children.
tape she says different. Let's listen.
My mom has focused all of her intentions on sabotaging my life. My mom is jealous of me because I have what she never got to have, a family that's totally together. I am convinced that my mom wants my children to be taken away from me. My mom pretends that she has everyone's best interest at heart, that she's a liar. My mom has not always been there for me when I needed her the most. I am blessed because I found Dennis. Dennis is a spiritual psychic medium. He is God's messenger. Dennis is always right. Time and time again.
Very special things being shown here tonight. Y'all witnessing that, right? This ain't the normal psychic medium you go to at the fair.
Through spirit, God has confirmed with Dennis that yes, my mother is out to get me.
Kristine will be exposed on national television. That's what Spirit just said.
My mother contacted Child Protective Services with a list of allegations. My children having head lice, unbathed and wearing the same underwear for days. I spoke to Child Protective Services and they believed me and not my mother. I recently met my boyfriend through Dennis. My kids and I relocated and moved in with him in New York. And Spirit told him to tell me, yes, take your children. Spirit says, leave. Leave. My mom previously believed that psychic ability was a bunch of bull, and because she spies on Dennis's social media, I asked Dennis to ask Spirit, does my mom believe yet? She has. She knows now this is not a joke. Her daughter's not crazy. Her daughter met a legitimate psychic. After I confront my mom on Dr. Phil, she will never see my kids again.
Well, Shayna, thanks for being here.
Thank you for
The
having us.
last thing you said was very harsh. You said, after you confront your mother here, she will never see your children again.
Dr. Phil, if a room was on fire, would you put your children in there and shut the door? Because I'm not willing to, and that's what I would be doing.
So you really believe that this woman that raised you really wishes ill to your children?
Absolutely.
This is about your kids falling out the window. This is about your little girl crying to me and asking me if I'm going to help her fix her mother.
Do you have any proof of all of the
Shayna-
allegations that you throw my way?
Some allegations have been made. Is Shayna seeing fairies? Her mother says that she has said that. Does mom have a right to be concerned? Is mom interfering where she doesn't belong? I mean, are boundaries being crossed here where they shouldn't be? or is there legitimate concern? We're going to try to unravel this. We have to take a break. We'll be right back.
Let's be real here. Let's be honest, bitch. Okay? Because I know the truth.
You
and
do?
you're lucky
Really?
that I can't
Are you
pull
sure
your
you
hair
know
out
the
right
truth,
now.
or is it just a bunch of garbage Dennis put in your head?
And later,
Why are you staring at me with that evil look?
How dare
Is
you
everybody
ask
seeing
questions?
this?
I'm here
sit down
to ask
or
you
listen.
questions.
Hey, look at me.
You're an evil woman.
Shayna's behavior has been very bizarre for quite some time. A few months ago, I had to call the police. Shayna posted a picture of herself saying she was poisoning her roommate with some white powder in his drink. Her roommate took her to court and got a restraining order against her. One time, Shayna bragged about a package she left for me. Shayna left me a cucumber with the words, "Go herself" on it. I thought that Shayna might have a mental illness. Dennis has taken total control of my daughter, and now she's one of his brainwashed followers.
Kristine claims that her daughter Shayna is delusional. She thinks she's a danger to her children. Shayna says her mother is just getting where she does not belong, is concerned where she should not be concerned, and thinks that she is a psychological toxic influence on her children and doesn't want her to be around them anymore. Now, according to Kristine, Shayna alleges to have seen fairies, believes she is a reincarnation of Pocahontas, and is obsessed with a con artist psychic called Dennis. Now, she says con artist. I haven't met this person. I don't know. What is she talking about you seeing fairies?
I did see something that night, and I posted about it. This is a Monday morning at 2 in the morning, and I will not deny I had no contact lenses in my eyes. It was pitch dark. I was on my phone in bed. I went to put my phone down, go to sleep. I looked up. I saw all these specks everywhere, and I mean everywhere. One lady came forward who's a psychic medium out here in California, and she said, "Shayna, you saw fairies." And I said, okay, it did look like that. It was like little speckles everywhere, okay? Why am I crazy? Because I'm one of those people who's seen spirit.
Well, I didn't say you were crazy, and I think that's a derogatory term, and I don't like it being used. Then the Warren Police Department reports this, April 28th, same day, request that we Section 12 her daughter.
This is like back in the days of Salem witch trials. If you said you see
she
fairies,
is supposedly seeing fairies.
I'm getting burned here, people.
Wanted to know if the daughter was Section 12, told that Shayna and her children have been checked and are fine, and that Shayna was not making threatening statements.
But really, they
Kristine
hadn't checked on me.
Was told the above and kept speaking of her call to DCF and how Shayna does drugs. She was politely stopped after 15 minutes and told that I had to end the call.
Okay.
That was what's in the police report.
Right. That was the night that Shayna had posted the powder, white powder.
No, this wasn't. This was. I posted about the fairies. Let's be real here. Let's be honest, bitch. Okay? Because I know the truth.
You
and
do?
you're lucky
really?
that I can't pull your hair out right now.
Are you sure you know the truth, or is it just a bunch of garbage Dennis put in your head?
Nobody put anything in my head.
How
dare you?
How dare you? I could have lost my children.
Here's this post that you're talking about.
I know
this
the
is
post you're
Shayna's
talking
Facebook,
about.
April 30th, 2017.
Right.
Meet my pal Karma. Someone blank, and unfortunately
and
for
I'll
her.
tell you why I did that post.
Don't interrupt me.
I'm sorry.
Oopsie, I thought that stuff would dissolve. I'm blank, gotta add more when they are drunker. Shh, don't blank me. I have had it. And then there's an image of a bottle with white powder. So you were mixing a laxative into their drinks, right?
I came up with a stupid idea, and I'll admit it was a stupid idea. I said, let me just make a post trying to get the snake out of the grass, something she would react to. I really hadn't put anything in the drink, okay? Do you see anything in the drink? No, because you don't see the drink. And I didn't put anything in the drink. So I posted it, thinking that she'd just tell my roommate, and my roommate would say, you know, what the heck, Shayna? And then I'd say, see, she was on my friends list, I knew it, or I have a spy. 30 minutes later, cops at my door, okay? My roommate came out, said, you know, he was fine, and the officers left.
Did he take a restraining order out on you the next day?
He had wanted me to get out of the home at that point. He used that to go get a restraining order saying he was in fear of his life. And when I tried to explain why I made the post to the judge, she didn't find that funny. And I understand from her standpoint why she would not understand. It was stupid.
Well, Dennis claims as God's messenger, his information is 100% accurate, which is why he is certain that Kristine is evil personified. We'll meet him next.
I am a spiritual psychic medium. I am God's messenger of heaven. My messages that I receive through spirit are 100% on spot.
This is God. This ain't me. This is God.
Currently, I am Shayna's spiritual counselor. Spirit shows her. Spirit's already said he wants to talk to Dr. Phil.
And later,
I am a good mom.
the fact that you are engaged with someone that is committing misdemeanor crimes in New York is a factor.
Where is this a crime? Send me to jail because I represent God.
We should get up and leave right now.
As a mother, Shayna is endangering the lives of her children.
I see myself as a good parent because I put my children's needs before my own, and their safety is my #1 priority.
Shayna does not give her children the medicine they're prescribed. One of my grandchildren had head lice. They wear dirty underwear, and they have gone from home to home living with total strangers.
The people who know and support me know that I'm a good mother.
Shayna's children do not have a voice, and I'm just trying to protect them.
Well, Kristine claims her daughter Shayna is making disastrous life choices which are putting her children in danger. Kristine says Shayna's choices are being dictated by a psychic, Dennis, who claims to be God's messenger. Dennis says his guiding spirit is spot on when it comes to Kristine, who he claims is evil personified.
Spirit's gonna rock the house tonight.
I am a spiritual psychic medium. I am God's messenger of heaven. I have a blessed gift that I have received by God. I literally have conversation with Spirit all day long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My messages that I receive through Spirit are 100% on spot. Your brother has a son?
No.
All right. God has given me many ways to be able to hear Spirit. I've heard him speak in the raindrops, in the wind. I'm definitely hearing the voice of Spirit. I'm hearing the words being said, literally. What's with Mom and the health issues? A while. I'm hearing health issues with your mother for a while.
She's been deceased since 1988.
Health issues prior to her passing?
No.
Yes, there was. She hid things from you all.
Y'all better be paying attention. This is God. This ain't me. This is God.
Currently, I am Shayna's spiritual counselor, helping through all her spiritual needs through this process she's going through. I first met Shayna online. Spirit chose her. It was almost like a magnet pull. I knew at first talking with Shayna that there was trouble going on. Spirit relayed this to me. Shayna is being viciously attacked by her mother, who's a manipulator, a deceiver, and evil. I've been doing live sessions for just over a year, and during that year period, Kristine has stalked me and basically become a troll and a problem for me there.
Kristine, you here?
You are treading on waters you don't belong on.
I confronted Kristine. Just recently, I had a whole lot Spirit had to say to Kristine in a live session we did.
And I'm not preaching here, I'm teaching. Your ass going to hell.
Spirit's already said he wants to talk to Dr. Phil. Spirit's telling me right now he wants to expose Kristine on national television.
That was God interceding, even though you're such a
Dennis, thank you for being here.
Really not
You're
funny.
welcome, Dr. Phil.
What's not funny?
None of this is funny. I could have lost my children because of her allegations.
Why are you staring at me with that evil look?
How dare
Is
you
everybody
ask
seeing
questions?
this?
I'm here
Sit down
to ask
or
you
listen. Hey,
questions.
look at me.
What is wrong with you?
Listen, you don't understand. I have a very serious clinical approach to these things, and if you think you're going to get up and do antics here, then we'll shut this down right now. And I'll tell you what. I am doing this for one reason, and one reason only, and that's because there are children in this crossfire. Dennis, what do you have to add to this conversation?
Well, First and foremost, I didn't come up with this God's messenger to heaven. Spirit revealed this to me 4 years ago. When he said it, Dr. Phil, I laughed at him. Yeah, God picked me out of everybody else in the world.
laughed too.
He responded back to me, before you come in the world, God held your soul in his hand and said, this one would be my messenger. Dr. Phil, put 5 lie detector tests before me. Put 1 before her, and let's see who passes the 5, who fails the 1. And it will be you, Kristine, because you're an evil woman. Well, how can you do this to your own daughter, your own flesh and blood? Over 30 times you have called CPS. You are a fraud.
Let me pepper this in.
Pepper it.
Okay? This is a doctor show, not a psychic show.
Well, no,
okay?
Listen, we know why we're here. Dr. Phil is the man I asked to help her with this, with you. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Why don't you reach out to your daughter and help her?
You have
Not
taken
called
advantage of my
DCF.
daughter's vulnerability.
No, he
okay?
has not.
Yes,
No, he has
You
not.
have brainwashed my daughter.
I have not
You're putting my
brainwashed your daughter. Are you
grandchildren
out of your
at risk.
mind? Prove this.
I am not
Prove
brainwashed.
these
I'm going to.
allegations.
I'm going to.
Prove them. You're talking out your butt. Listen, if I'm going to be ridiculed in front of the world and God, I'll walk off the stage now because I don't have to prove anything
Walk off
to
if you
anybody.
want to. If you can't answer
Debuted it.
questions, then take a walk. Closed captioning provided by I want to look at some statements that you've made to the producers. You said that you communicate with one spirit.
Correct.
If the spirit cries, I cry too.
Yes.
That your messages are 100% accurate.
Yes.
That the spirit is stronger with Bonnie in the same room. A humble man was chosen.
Yes.
God gets the glory. In the end of days, God will send a messenger to bring his word. I am that dude in the Bible.
Listen, I didn't come up with this. I didn't come up with this. Listen, go Google God's messenger to heaven. Out of every soul on this planet, only one name's going to show up.
And it's going to be what?
Mine.
What, did you copyright the term or something?
I didn't come up with the term, Dr.
Why
Phil.
is your name going to show up?
Because there's only one.
There's nobody else making that claim.
Listen, if I'm going to be ridiculed, made a fool out of here in front of the world and God, I'll walk off the stage now because I don't have to prove anything
Walk off
to
if you
anybody.
want to.
Fine.
If you can't answer
Debut
questions, then take a walk.
Debut it.
I'm not debuting it. I'm just asking you questions.
All right.
You seem awfully thin-skinned and defensive
I didn't
to
come up
me.
with this, Dr. Phil. Trust me, I didn't come up with this. I was a single dad raising 3 kids
So
by
what are you
myself.
talking about walking? Because I asked you why you're the only name that's going to come up on Google.
Because it seems like you're attacking me. And I have everybody out here thinking what you're saying is very cute and humorous, and that's not fair to me.
Then take a hike. When Dennis arrived in L.A. and met my team, he was very eager to showcase his psychic abilities. Let's take a look.
Okay.
Morning, gentlemen.
How was the drive over?
Gentleman right here. We just gave him a reading on the way over.
He was spot on. I was really surprised.
I have communication with spirit. I'm the only one in the world that has this ability where I can actually speak to spirit 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. What happens is God shows you to you. I'm God's messenger.
So nice to meet you today.
So nice to meet you too.
Where'd you come in from?
New York.
Nice.
You have a sister?
No.
Someone you consider like a sister? Your sister-in-law? Do you know a Noreen?
No, sir.
Nora?
No.
I've had some happiness in your life for 5 years.
No. I'm
No one?
single, yeah.
What's going on with Mom and your sister?
I haven't heard. They get along pretty well.
You know, bicycle when you were young that was really special? Blue?
No.
You were single for a while there, weren't you?
No.
Okay, where's all the rest of the tape that showed it actually
You were
being
talking
revealed?
through the first of it. The first person that we put on the tape said, wow, he was spot on. That's shocking to me. But you two were talking through it. So you missed it.
I apologize.
You want to play it again? Play the top of it again so he doesn't feel ridiculed.
Thank you, Dr. Phil. Thank you.
Morning, gentlemen.
How was the drive over?
Gentleman right here. We just gave him a reading on the way over.
He was spot on. I was really surprised.
Do you feel less attacked?
Yes.
I led the tape with somebody that said you're spot on.
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Of course I do. Of course I do.
Do you read the Bible?
Yes, I have.
Do you read Leviticus?
Yes.
Do not turn to mediums or seek out spirits, for you will be defiled by them.
Okay. Are we going to go, if we're going to go theological here, Corinthians, spiritual gifts, the gift of discernment of spirit, the gift of prophecy given by God.
Comment on this videotape for me.
God's offering you help in your life right now, and for a stinking $50, you ain't going to come get that? Are you a moron? I'm sorry, I got to be honest, but you're a moron if you get the help. That money means more to you than coming and getting the help from God, then you don't deserve the frickin' help.
I mean that. I meant that. I meant that. I really did.
Dr. Phil,
you know, because everybody will come in for the free live sessions, and then Spirit will just spot on with them, and they'll say they want more to say, and they don't come. And then I noticed that.
So you're the messenger of God telling these people to go screw themselves.
Listen, I'm a human being. So are we going to attack me for not being perfect and being God's messenger? That's not the case. I didn't ask for this. This was given to me.
We'll be right back.
I'm willing.
This messaging you're talking about is a misdemeanor in New York.
I have over 350 live sessions on social media. I did all for free. How is that scamming somebody?
Closed captioning provided by...
I saw Dennis in videos yelling at his followers for not paying him for these messages.
God's offering you help in your life right now, and for a stinking $50, you ain't going to come get that? Are you a moron?
I do have to get paid for my time. It's a service. If you get your car and needs work, you're going to pay that guy, right?
Dennis is a fraud. He's just misguiding people, throwing out guesses.
Is there a child?
No.
Now Dennis has my daughter as his business manager.
You need to book a session with me?
Very affordable, Sharon. I ain't less these guys charging $750 an hour, okay?
As his business manager, Dennis needs to be paid appropriately for his time.
You do know that's a misdemeanor in New York, right?
What's that?
Doing readings and fortune telling and the sort of messaging you're talking about is a misdemeanor in New York.
Well, here's the thing. I have over 350 live sessions on social media. I did all for free. How is that scamming somebody?
Friends that I've known have actually called him, and they've also seen him on social media doing the live sessions. And my point is, I'm not a bad mother, and my kids aren't in any danger.
You said you left the state because you thought you were getting ready to get investigated. You were afraid you would have your children taken away from you.
They did an assessment, and I was going to leave before any more calls came in by her. I am a good mom.
Well, let me tell you something.
They're safe.
Your job is to have an undivided loyalty to your children. You are their fiduciary. You have one job in this world, and that is to protect, nurture, and love those children.
And I do. And I do. She has it twisted. She has it so twisted. She's not in my household. Even if I had nothing to do with psychic mediums, she would still be doing these relentless calls to the Child Protective Service to try to make me lose my kids. She does not stop, okay?
The fact that you are engaged with someone that is committing misdemeanor crimes in New York is a factor.
Dr. Phil, where are you getting that information from?
There
are psychic medium shops all over New York City, all over the state. Where is this a crime? Do you have that in black and white?
Oh, I do.
Show that to me, please.
It's 165.35. A person is guilty of fortune telling with a fee he claims that depends to tell fortunes with the use of power to answer questions or give advice on personal matters or to exercise influence or affect evil spirits.
I do them for free all over the Facebook Live. There's no fee involved.
You just chewed people's ass out for not paying.
Yeah, because at one time, when Spirit directs me to somebody that they need to come hear more, I'll say it.
You asked me to show you in black and white. That's white on blue, but it's... That's the law. That's 165.35.
Dennis, we should just leave. We should get up and leave right now.
I'm not charging a fee. The live sessions are for free. Listen, I don't drag anybody in there. They come in on their own accord.
And sometimes they try to ask a bunch more questions, and he just says, book a reading. If you want a bunch of personal questions
The
answered,
penalties are a maximum of 3 months imprisonment and $500 fine per occurrence.
Oh, wow.
Send me to jail because I represent God. Set it up. I will go to God. I will go to jail for God. How about that?
We'll be right back.
something brings Shayna back to reality.
I hope to have some resolution and some peace. I want my friends and family to have a little empathy for me and stop judging me.
I am afraid our children will be put in harm's way.
My hopes with this whole thing is peace in Shayna's life and her children's.
I hope that Dr. Phil can show my mother the error of her ways. Maybe diagnose her with whatever mental illness she's got going on up there.
I'm just telling you guys what the facts are. There is a law on the books. I'm just telling you there's law on the books.
Okay.
You want to know that, right?
No fee is being charged, so how am I breaking the law?
If you're not charging a fee, then you're not.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The 350 live Facebook sessions are all free.
Well,
all free.
Then you have absolutely nothing to worry
I have
about if
nothing
you're
to
not
worry
charging
about,
a
of
fee.
course. I do.
If you are, then that would be a matter of investigation. If they sought to investigate it, I don't know where they would or where they
Oh,
wouldn't.
don't worry.
to
My
have
mom
that
will make
happen.
sure that he's fully investigated once we leave here. I'm sure she'll make the appropriate calls to the authorities and he'll be investigated.
You might get-
Oh, correct. Look at you, so proud of yourself.
You have a relationship with your grandmother. Shayna's grandmother,
my
Diane,
grandmother.
says her granddaughter is vulnerable, which is why she is worried that she may be putting her children at risk by listening to everything that Dennis has to say. Let's listen to what the grandmother has to say.
My granddaughter Shayna is not living in reality. Whatever Dennis says to Shayna is the word. She's just sucked in. He scares me.
Better change your ways, girl. Hell's a long time.
I don't know his intentions, and I don't think they're pure. If a person was a man of God, he'd be trying to bring the family together and not try to separate them. His videos are very disturbing.
Let God show you the that's going on in your life. Maybe you'll wake up.
A messenger of God does not belittle people.
Shayna's mother's definitely a troll and salon. You don't deserve to be a mother.
When she hooked up with him, he was living in a motel. She loves her children, but she has put them on the back burner. I am not sure if these children are safe. Shayna is vulnerable. He has control over her. She doesn't see it or she doesn't care. I think he is taking her for a ride. When he doesn't need her anymore, he's going to let her go.
Children are
Okay, now, is there anything you would like to say in closing?
I have not been telling Shayna what to do.
Great.
No.
Anything else you want to say?
I am God's messenger. Go on my Facebook. Go on. Go look at the testimonies, all people saying this.
I hope maybe you'll watch this back and you'll hear some things that would be constructive, because I'm willing to get you a family therapist that would help guide you through this process with them and guard you against being vulnerable to CPS and help you go through the criteria and keep you safe with your children. If you would like that, you let me know and I'll make arrangements for that.
CPS is not interested in my family anymore. They did their assessment and they're
Great.
leaving my family alone. And the thing is, my children are safe, and this man doesn't influence all my decisions. I don't ask him about everything I do all day.
Well, that resource is available.
No.
You just let me know if you think it would be helpful to you.
Do you have any resources for my mother?
I certainly do, and that's between she and I don't need your help in guiding that. Okay. Coming up, my next guest runs an organization for women. She's married and raising a 12-year-old. She says while helping everyone else, she's neglected herself and needs help now. We'll meet her next. Closed captioning provided by... It's a career few women choose, but my next guest says she was honored to serve our country in the U.S. Navy. Melissa says one of the best parts of serving was meeting her military man, but she says marriage, raising a 12-year-old, and running an organization leaves no time for herself, and it's starting to show up as wrinkles and age spots. Melissa says she's looking for a way to help fight the signs of aging and bring that youthful appearance back to her face before it's too late. Take a look.
I proudly served in the United States Navy. Being a woman in the military, you have to conform to standards, your appearance, your dress. It can be difficult. After I served in the Navy, I was looking for a women veterans networking group. I couldn't find one. In 2015, I started Women Veterans Alliance.
This is time to make change.
Running a successful organization is truly fulfilling because I'm changing the lives of women that have served our country. As the president and founder in the face of Women Veterans Alliance, I'm constantly speaking in front of a group. Being over 40 now, your appearance changes, and for me, that does bring lines and age spots. I've noticed more wrinkles around the sides of my eyes than on my forehead. Between the demands of work and family, I may not have the time to wash my face before I go to bed. I am looking for something that will truly help me get my youthful, glowing skin back.
Melissa is joining us, and before I go any further, I want to thank you for your service.
You're very
thank
welcome.
you so much for what you do. Also joining me on behalf of leading skincare brand number 7, dermatologist Dr. Sonia Batra. Thank you for being here. I brought Sonia Batra to give Melissa some needed skincare advice, so welcome. And first of all, Melissa, tell me about your organization. I want to hear about this and why you felt compelled to form this organization.
Absolutely. So with veterans, they need support in general, but I specifically wanted to help women veterans, and I formed Women Veterans Alliance back in 2015 with our purpose to impact and empower the lives of our women that have served, and we do that through connecting women to resources, their benefits, and networking.
And I understand you're also married to a retired Marine who served 21 years, and you're raising a 12-year-old daughter and running this organization. So when do you get on the list?
Well, Dr. Phil, I really don't have time for me, caring for my family as well as caring for other women veterans. You know, at 45, I just feel I'm too young to have aging skin. And without a normal skincare routine, I would love to be able to find something that can help me with my dark spots.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes I always say the difference between a dream and a goal is putting a timeline to it, and making an appointment with yourself is just like making an appointment with somebody else. We won't cancel an appointment with a doctor or a friend, but we'll cancel one with ourselves, because it's so easy to tell us no, but it's hard to tell somebody else no. So Dr. Batra, I'm sure you hear, I don't have time for skincare a lot. So as a dermatologist, when you meet women like Melissa who are so busy taking care of others, what do you suggest?
Well, so first, I also want to thank you, Melissa, and your husband for your service. So it goes without saying. And I do have some suggestions for you. It's so important to take care of your skin. But the good news is that you don't have to spend a lot of time and a lot of money to have better skin. Some of the best tips don't take a lot of effort, and they're super affordable. So based on your concerns, you mentioned your dark spots, my first advice is look for products that don't require a lot of time and effort, and also look for products that are clinically proven. You mentioned you don't have a skincare routine yet, and I certainly don't want to overwhelm you, but if you were to incorporate one thing, I would recommend a serum. Have you ever used one?
No, I just haven't had time to find the right one.
Well, the one I recommend to my patients is No. 7's Lift and Luminate Triple Action Serum. No. 7's Lift and Luminate has been studied and extensively tested and has 3 clinically proven results. It evens skin tone, visibly firms the skin, and reduces the appearance of wrinkles. In fact, in their clinical testing, nearly 8 out of 10 subjects showed more even skin tone.
So how and when should she do it?
You're not an expert on serums?
No, I can spell it. Does that help?
So the way you use it is you use a pea-sized amount on your skin morning and night after you cleanse and before you moisturize. So it really just takes a couple minutes. It should not make a dent in your day.
You think you can do that?
Absolutely.
When you're making a change, the thing to do is start simple. You want to do easy steps first. You're not going to leap tall buildings in a single bound. You got to take it a step at a time. And most importantly is give yourself credit when you do. When you make those small steps, you get to the end of the week, say, wow, I did that. I mean, give yourself credit, pat yourself on the back, and then move on to the next week. And you'll really be surprised how those weeks add up to big change.
And the good news is that you can find No. 7 Lift and Illuminate at your local Target for less than $35. But don't go shopping just yet, because No. 7 is going to send you home with a year's supply.
Wow. And audience, you know we never forget about you. So everyone here is going home with your own No. 7 Lift and Illuminate serum. I'd like to thank all of my guests today, and a special thanks to Dr. Sonia Batra. If you have a story or a life situation you need my help with, I'd love to hear from you. Just email me at drphil.com. Tell me all about it. If you want to be part of our studio audience, the tickets are free. Just go to the website, click on Get Tickets, or you can call me at 323-461-PHIL. That's 323-461-7445. Thanks for being here today.